All right, shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders, and peace and blessings to the elect who are all over the planet Earth, learning and studying and teaching in this truth. All right. Today I want to do a um, um, lesson on the mark of the beast. All right. More detailed, a little bit more in depth with the words and breakdowns, and giving a better understanding and a further understanding of the mark of the beast and how it relates to the RFID microchip. Because there's a lot of Israelite groups out there, multiple ones, different ones, okay, that teach that the mark of the beast is a hoax, or that is, I should say that the RFID microchip is a hoax, that it's not the mark of the beast, that the mark of the beast is Christianity or an embargo, okay, or any other madness except for the mark of the beast being the RFID microchip. Okay. I'm gonna name names. Nate and IUIC, excuse me, and Johanna and the ISUPK. They teach that the mark of the beast is an embargo. Okay. Nate also teaches, and IUIC they also teach that the mark of the beast is Christianity. Okay. So there's a lot of flip flopping going on there. Okay, but the scriptures give you clues, and it lets you know what the mark of the beast is. You just have to be um, studying. You have to be scholarly. Okay, and you have to be prudent. All right, because the scriptures is not just something to read at face value. Okay, and you say, you know what, I'm Israelite. I got the truth. Okay, you have to study these scriptures. Um, Number one, you must have faith. Okay, you got to believe in what you're reading. And number two, okay, this is life and death. What's written in these scriptures is life and death. Okay, and particularly pertaining to the mark of the beast, it's definitely life or death. Okay, because if you take the mark of the beast, all right, but so in the Revelation 14, chapter 14, verse 9, you're gonna get the wrath of the heavenly Father. Okay, but if you don't take it and you overcome, you'll be delivered and you'll reign 1,000 years with Yahweh Shai. Okay, and you're obviously a part of the elect and you rule in the kingdom. Okay, but that's what we're all waiting to happen. Okay, so there's life and there's death. Okay, so to give a better and more further understanding of the mark of the beast, I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna go into the Greek. I'm gonna go into which is the language that this was written in, or that this English was translated from. Okay, and I'm gonna pull out these key words and pull out clues and the evidence of the mark of the beast being the RFID chip. Okay, and no, it's not a hoax. All right, the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. Okay, so I'm gonna start at Revelation 13 verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." All right. So there's going to be so this mark is going to be given to all. Okay. Now it's not talking about small nations. It's not talking about great nations, rich or poor nations. Okay. And I'm gonna prove that. Okay. Because first of all, nations don't have bodily appendages. Okay. The United States, the country of the United States, doesn't have a right hand, neither does it have a forehead. Okay, but individual people do, and I'm gonna prove that it's talking about individual people. Okay, because we're gonna pull these words out and get the understanding. All right. So Revelation 13 and 16. I'm gonna pull out this word all. Okay. So it says, "And he," which the he is the so-called white man. Okay, the devil. All right, causeth all. All right. Now all here is the Greek word pais. Okay, so I'm gonna get that Greek word pais, and we're going to see what that word means for all. Okay, is it talking about all nations? Well, we'll see. Okay, so the Greek word here is pais. Okay, and it says here the meaning is individually. Okay, individually, each, every, any, all, the whole, every one, all things, everything, collectively, some or all types. Okay, and these different types are pertaining to different classes of people. Okay, so all individuals, okay, are going to be given the mark of the beast mandatorily. So let's go down. Let's go down. Let's see if there's some more meat in here. Click here for the rest. All right. So it don't say nothing about countries or nations or anything like that. Okay. All right. Here we go. Any, every one. Okay. Um, I don't see anything about nations. Any. It says here. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna go up some. Kind of skipped a little bit. Here we go. It says all or any that are of the class indicated by the nouns, right? Because it did say some of all types. So this is going to be different individuals of different classes that's going to be given the mark of the beast. Such as now you have the military, okay? You have the military. You have prison inmates. You have school children, okay? So they're not. So this so-called white man is grouping everybody into a class. Okay, individually, different individual people, not nations, people. Okay, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, individuals pertaining to different classes, as you see here, are going to be given the mark of the beast. All right. So that cuts the whole Christianity embargo. That cuts all of that. All right, because it doesn't say anything about nations. Okay, it clearly says individually. All right, and those individuals have foreheads and they have right hands. Okay, and there's a lot here. Um, but that was the point. Okay, that was the point. All right. Um, so when you read, he calls it all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That's pertaining to individual people. Okay. All right. So that all, okay, is returning to individual people. Okay. Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Now that word mark here is charagma. All right. Charagma. Okay. Which we know is something carved or graven or sculpted. Okay. But I'm gonna click on it for edification's sake. Okay. Because when you study the scriptures, like I said, you have to go back to the languages it was written in. You must go deep and you must understand the words. Okay? So here we go. It says here a stamp, an imprinted mark. Okay? Which is charagma for the word mark. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work. Okay? And when you sculpt anything, okay, when you carve anything, or when you engrave anything, you have to cut in, okay, which that's where what it actually means to cut in. Okay, you must cut into the object, okay, to imprint whatever you're trying to place there. All right. And the root word for charagma is this word here. I believe it's karax. Is it karax? Right, karax. All right, which is a pale or a stake or a palisade. Right. Which the elders always go into that how the actual chip looks like a it looks like a stake. You know, like when you put a stake down to put up a fence or something like that. All right, that that's what it looks like. And it actually goes back to the word karaso, which means to sharpen to a point, akin to karaso, through the idea of scratching. Okay, so when you take a needle, all right, and you sharpen it to a point, you can put that needle within the skin. So that's how the mark is going to be given. Okay, the mark is something that's going to be scratched, okay, or impaled or imprinted into your right hand or into your forehead, okay, through a needle, okay. All right, and who uses needles? Doctors, surgeons, okay. That's why it's within the Obamacare, okay, because it's mostly going to this mark of the beast, this RFID chip, is mostly going to be pushed through the medical system, okay. So that's what the root word for karagma is karax, which means to scratch, okay. Which in order to scratch something, you gotta cut into the skin, you know. So that's what that means, okay. That's what that mark is, all right. So it's verse 17, and that no man. It don't say nothing about no nation. It says no man, okay, might buy or sell, which a man is an individual, okay, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, okay. So let's go to verse 17. Let's pull some words out of verse 17. So we know that it's gonna is the mark of the beast is dealing with individuals of different classes, whether they be rich, whether they be poor, okay, whether they be great, whether they be small, okay. It's dealing with different classes of people. And now with this mark, this individual man or woman or child will not be able to buy or sell anything, okay. Now it says man here, right? Now let's see if this man is it talking about nations of men. Let's see if this man is referring to different nations, okay? Because I doubt that it is. I know it's not. Matter of fact, so let's get to it. All right, here we go. For man here, it says tis, okay, tis, which is a certain one. Um, it says the KJV translates Strong's G5 100. Certain, some, any man, any one man, anything, a certain man, okay, something, someone, ought, some man. Okay, so it's talking about man, a certain individual, a particular individual. It has nothing to do with nations. Okay, so this individual man is going to have um, an scratched in, etched in, okay, implanted mark. All right, this individual man is going to have an implant to where he's going to have to buy or what this individual man. So like this individual man is going to receive an implanted mark in which he will be able to buy or sell. Okay, all right, and that includes Snicker bars. Okay, that includes Snicker bars. That includes Yoo-Hoos. Okay, McDonald's burgers, all of that. All right. So in Revelation 13:17 it says, and that no man, okay, an individual man, okay, might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, that imprint, that implant, okay, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, okay. So there's nothing about nations here. It says nothing to do about nations or embargoes. Neither does it have anything to do with Christianity, okay. And just on the side note, Christianity has been around since 325 AD, starting with Constantine. Okay, and if that was the mark of the beast, the end would have came uh, at that time. Okay, because if that's the mark, that means surely the Most High would have had to judge the nations for it, but that's not so because as you saw in the Greek, that's not what the mark of the beast is talking about. Okay, so it's not Christianity neither. Okay, either. All right. So let's go to verse 13 and 18. Okay, it says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man." But you know that man is talking about Esau, because this is Esau's system. Okay, and this number is 600 three score and six. Okay, so in order to deal with what the mark of the beast is, you have to understand. You have to have wisdom. Wisdom must be dealing with you. Okay, like it says in Proverbs, "Without I getting, get understanding." It says wisdom is the principal thing. Okay, but you must get understanding as well. So to get the wisdom and to get the understanding of the mark of the beast, you must understand the number of the beast and who that man is, which anthropos, which is G444, which that's a spiritual number right there. Okay, because all of this is spiritual. Okay, uh, anthropos is referring to an actual person, a human being, and a human being that is in control of this mark of the beast is the so-called white man. Okay, that man, the so-called white man, that's the man. Okay, so it says and his number. Okay, because the mark of the beast has a number. Okay, and on that number, within that number, is 603 scoring six. Okay, so let's go into that. Let's go into that number. All right, and the number there is arithmos. Okay, and I think I should have it up. Right, arithmos, which is arithmos means a fixed and definite number. Okay, a fixed and definite number. All right, it says of a number, a fixed and definite number, in number, a number whose letters indicate a certain man. Okay, an indefinite number, a multitude. Okay, now the RFID microchip has each individual microchip is going to be encoded with a particular number. Okay, like a barcode or a UPC code. Okay, which is the barcode that you see on all products. All right. Okay, which is when you go to the store, they have to scan that barcode for the information to come up, the item it is, the price that's on the item. Okay, that's all of that is contained within that barcode, which contains those numbers. Okay, so I got a article up which refers to that barcode. Now it spoke about 666, right? Well, this here says, does the microchip contain the number 666? And you have a barcode here. And you see the different numbers, okay? And you got these different red dots which refer to the different sixes in the barcode, okay? So it says here the answer is yes. You see every barcode, see above image, contains the number 666. The three double lines in the image above always represent the number 6. There is nothing that is not barcoded. Each chip contains a unique scannable barcode, thus it contains the number 666. Okay? And that's the system, okay? That's part of the number of the beast. That's part of the so-called white man's way to keep you tracked, okay? For you to buy certain things. All right? It says, to give you an example of what I mean, here is an excerpt about chipping your pet. Each chip contains a unique barcode, much like those seen on products in stores. Okay? Um, it says, according to Discover News, a baby born 5 to 10 years from now in a developed country may get a tattoo not long after her first feeding. And they are making it attractive to us in many ways. Like I said, you got the RFID being pushed in different ways in different classes to get people to want to have it, to make it attractive. Okay, stating that it would monitor such biometric parameters, and biometrics is becoming a thing of the present, not just something of the future, or things seen in sci-fi movies. Okay, biometrics is becoming more of a everyday um, thing. Okay, it says it will monitor such biometric parameters as electrocardiograms, physical activity, nutritional status, sleep duration, breathing rate, body temperature, and hydration. One of the biggest concerns of parents who have a newborn is SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, hydration and nutrition. This would help remove some of the burden of stress and worry many new parents experience. And one of the main ways they're going to push this mark of the beast is through, like I said, the Obamacare. Okay, that's how they're going to push this thing. Okay. Now I spoke about it. I spoke about a tattoo. Well, I got an article here. All right, and this is from January 13th, 2014. It says Motorola patents e-tattoo mark of the beast that can also read your thoughts by listening to unvocalized words in your throat. Okay, so that tattoo technology is already here. Okay, but as far as the mark of the beast is concerned, remember it said it's going to be engraven. Okay, inside your right hand or your forehead. Another headline says, will the mandatory microchip in Obamacare end up being the mark of the beast? On March 23rd, 2013, the microchip in the Affordable Care Act of 2010 will become mandatory. All right. It says there's a pretty startling thing in the bill that 95% of Americans won't like. Obamacare has a microchip implant for you, which just like it says in Revelation 13 and 16. The Obama healthcare bill includes under Class 2, Paragraph 1, Section B, um, a Class 2 device that is implantable. Okay? Then on page 1004, it describes what the term data means in Paragraph 1, Section B. It says in this paragraph, the term data refers to information respecting a device described in Paragraph 1, including claims data, patient survey data, standardized analytic files that allow for the pulling and analysis of data from disparate data environments, okay, which could be your health records, like it's going to say, electronic health records, and any other data deemed appropriate by the secretary. Right? You can have your health records, you can have your your damn school records, Okay, your financial records. All right. It says, as approved by the FDA, a Class 2 implantable device is an implantable radio frequency transponder system for patient identification and health information. All right. But it's not only going to include health information. All right. And you can see here, this guy has a tattoo on his forehead. All right. But as the scriptures say, it's going to be implanted inside. All right. Here we go. It says India launches project to ID 1.2 billion people. This is from 2010. Okay. It says it says India's vaunted tech savvy is being put to the test this week as the country embarks on a daunting mission, assigning a unique 12-digit number to each of its 1.2 billion people. So there's that number again, which is going to include that 666 within the different digits. Okay. It says the project, which seeks to collect fingerprint and iris scans from all residents and store them in a massive central database of unique IDs, is considered by many specialists the most technologically and logistically complex national identification effort ever attempted. So this is part of classes. Now they're doing it by races of people. Now India's going to do it. Next thing you know, China's going to do it. Thailand, Bangladesh, the Philippines. Is going to go to the African nations. It's going to go to the Middle East, and eventually it's going to hit home to America. Okay, and in America, they're going to give it to school children, military personnel, police officers, judges, those that work for the state, those that work for the feds. Everybody's going to get this chip eventually. Okay, it says to pull it off, India has recruited tech gurus of Indian origin from around the world because this thing is going to go global, including the co-founder of online photo service Snapfish and employees from Google Inc., Yahoo Inc., and Intel Corp. Okay, so these are just things that's um um proving that the mark of the beast is the microchip. Okay, um selling the idea of the mark of the beast moving into high gear, and this is a commercial. All right, which shows the chip. Okay, which is uh like I said in the Obamacare, it says the mark of the beast Verichip can detect swine flu. Okay, now you got this big Ebola outbreak and different outbreaks. You got the chikungunya virus. You have the bubonic and the pneumonic plagues making a comeback. So this microchip can be used to detect, like it says here, swine flu, right, and other diseases as well. And this is from Reuters. It says shares of Verichip Corp tripled after the company said it had been granted an exclusive license to two patents, which will help it to develop implantable virus detection systems in humans. So the chip can be used to detect virus. So you can have people that break out with these diseases is going to soon come out here, okay, in America, and you have to have that chip. And if you have that chip, they can identify the virus you have, and because of the Obamacare, they can de- determine what health care is needed to help you out. Okay, it says the patents held by Verichip Partner Receptors LLC relates to biosensors that can detect the H1N1 and other viruses. And pestilences are real big in the news right now. Okay, and biological threats such as methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, which is the staph disease. Okay, Verichip said in a statement. The technology will combine with Verichip's implantable radio frequency identification devices. So they're combining all of this together, okay, to develop virus triage detection systems. The triage system will provide multiple levels of identification. Like I said, it's not just to find your cat or your dog. Okay, it's not just a GPS thing. Okay, the first will identify the agent as virus or non-virus. The second level will classify the virus and alert the user to the presence of a pandemic threat, right? Pandemic threat viruses. And the third level will identify the precise pathogen, whether it's swine flu, whether it's Ebola, okay, the bubonic plague. All right, Verichip said in a white paper published May 2009. So this is going years back, and it's 2014 now. So just imagine how they've came up on the level of technology. Okay, it says shares of Verichip were up 186% at 328 Monday late afternoon trade on Nasdaq, which is that's from years ago. But it says they had touched a year high of 343 earlier in the session. It's probably the shares are probably even doing even more on the stock. And this is a chart to show you just how the RFID technology is booming. Okay, and just for you guys that think that the mark of the beast is just about GPS, it says here MSN Money says with the mark of the beast, it will be easy to pay with the wave of your hand. News brief, pay with the wave of your hand. MSN Money, 9/11, 2009. Okay, it says it's a simple concept really. You inject a miniature radio frequency identifier the size of a grain of rice between your thumb and forefinger, and with the wave of your hand, unlock doors, turn on lights, start your car, or pay for your drinks at an ultra chic night spot. Okay, that's really all I gotta read. Okay, so you can see, going back to Revelation 13, 16 and 17. Okay, this is what the mark of the beast is speaking about. All right, and and that's it. Okay, so it says, and he causes all. All right, which is the individuals. Okay, that receive the mark, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and we've seen the articles and the chip and all of that. It says in that no man might buy or sell, right? Like I just read about buying drinks at an ultra chic nightclub, save he that had the mark. So the only way you're going to be able to buy things and survive is if you take the chip, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, and the number refers back to the barcode. Okay, and the 666. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six. All right, and 603 score and six refers to here Chi Psi Stigma, which is a numeral, a number. It says 666. Okay, the meaning of which is the basis of much vain speculation. But now the truth is coming out now. Okay, because that 666 is here we go, referring to the mark of the beast. This is one more article I'm gonna bring out. It says electronic ID, microchipping, the mark of the beast, some possible explanations. It says the long sixes at the left, middle, and right of the barcode are known as the guard bars. Okay, so you got a 6 here, a 6 here, and a 6 here in the barcode. It says the barcode to the right appears to have 666 in it, but don't be fooled. The mark of the beast, Revelation 13 tells us, will be in, not on the right hand, and in, not on the forehead, according to the Greek New Testament. So even Esau understands you have to go into the Greek and break down um, the words to get a better understanding. Okay. It says, therefore, almost certainly a microchip implant such as the Digital Angel or the Verichip, okay, Tony G. All right. So it refers to the microchip. The 666 is the number of the so-called white man's number. Um, so that's basically it. Okay. That's basically the further understanding, okay, of the mark of the beast. All right, because it's not just talking about um, a GPS, all types of information, okay, is going to be combined on that microchip implant, okay, and it's not talking about all small and great nations. It's talking about all individual people, which they're going to separate into different classes and offer the mark of the beast too. All right. Um, so I'm gonna read it again. Revelation 13 and 16 through 18. It says, "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Okay. Uh, which is an engraving microchip, implantable microchip. Okay. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Which all of that is going to be included in that mark. Okay. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and its number is 600 threescore and 6. All right, and the penalty for taking the mark of the beast is going to be destruction by those nuclear missiles. Okay, from the heavenly Father. All right, it's going to be a nuclear holocaust in America because America is going to be destroyed, and those that survive the different things that that take hold of this society and you take that mark, you're just going to be destroyed by the the nuclear missiles. Okay, so this is I'm gonna read Revelation 14, and I'm gonna read verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand," so if you take the microchip, RFID chip. Verse 10, "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented." Okay, the he is referring to the individual that takes the mark. "He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Okay, so you're going to be destroyed. All right. "And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai." All right. So don't take that microchip implant. Okay. And with these different things going on in the world now and in America, the diseases breaking out, wars breaking out. That chip is going to be more and more convenient as this society crumbles. Okay, so keep the faith of Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Um, uh, Shalom to the elect. Okay, double honors to the elders, and peace and blessing to the elect. Okay, I hope this was edifying. I hope this helped build up a better understanding, okay, of what the mark of the beast is and how it is the mark the microchip. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.